Hello, my name is John Rose, and in this really short video I want to talk a little bit about the second main event out of 11 main events that drastically changed the fate of mankind. And you can click right here and learn what all 11 main events are. But in this video we're only going to look at the second main event, which just happens to be the very first thing we mastered. And that was fire. And fire is what is responsible for the fall of mankind, and fire created hunger. And as a result, we are under a spell. Plato long ago said that whatever deceives men seems to produce a magical enchantment. And the fall of mankind put us under a spell. And that spell is a hunger. So it's the hunger spell. And I can prove to each and every one of y'all you're under a spell just by getting you to answer one question. Do you ever get hungry? And I'm using that word hunger in the way most people think of the word hunger, but it's not what really is the word to describe when it comes time for a call to consume food. And it's a different sensation. And what most people experience when they think they are hungry and they say, I'm hungry, is a withdrawal symptom that comes from using fire and altering our food. Now we're eating unnatural food, you see. So what we're experiencing in reality is a withdrawal symptom from a drug, so to speak. And that drug is cooked food. So cooked food is the fall of mankind. That's when we destroyed those biophotons that allow us to feel one with one another. That's when we lost one of our senses. And that's what created hunger. So, do you ever get hungry? Now, there are some people out there that say, no, I never get hungry at all. I have a call to eat food all the time, but it's a positive sensation. It's a sensation I want to quench, not quell. It's like thirst. And it's not experienced in the stomach, it's experienced in the throat, just like thirst. So that's what true hunger would be if I was going to use the word hunger. But let's just call it a call to eat as opposed to hunger. So the hunger spell is the description I'm going to start using to describe this planet. We are under a spell. Plato knew what he was talking about. You can research Plato, and he knew exactly the role food plays. You can read The Ethics of Diet by Howard Williams, and he talks about it there. Whatever deceives men seems to produce a magical enchantment. We're under a spell. If you're ever hungry, you're under a spell. Don't you get it? You're addicted to the wrong food. Why do you think we can't crawl out of this hell we created? Every one of you guys, just about, the vast majority of you people on this planet are under a spell. You're addicted to the wrong food. Your brains are in your taste buds. And now it's part of our tradition. So what do? We start our children off in life and teach them the same mistakes that were taught to us. And all we have to do to crawl out of this hell is to stop teaching the next generation the same mistakes that were taught to us. So this is a plea to all you people to wake up and at least not poison our children anymore. And that's hard for most people to understand. In fact, the solution to solve most of our problems won't work unless we all do it, and it's almost impossible to understand until you actually do it. And the hard part about doing it is that it's not easy to keep eating and not eat the wrong food. So I have a simple solution to this. Let's not eat anything solid at all. We won't be hungry, energy level will skyrocket. We'll flush out a cesspool we didn't know. We'll bump up those biophotons so we can feel reconnected. And then we'll finally be in a position to see what we're missing. And then once we can see what we're missing, we're going to be in a much better position to go ahead and correct all 5 mistakes we're making, which are relative to these 11 main events. First main event, our brain doubled in size nearly 2 million years ago. 5 things we mastered, and then 5 bad applications. So the first bad application is the fall of mankind, and that's what created hunger. And if you ever get hungry, then you're addicted. And if you want to break this spell, click here and go to a seminar I uploaded, which is the first of a 3-step process that I perfected so that each and every one of us can play our role and get us out of hell, literally. You see, I said a moment ago that the solution won't work unless we all do it. That's because we are all one. No one can be disconnected without it affecting all of us. So everything you do affects everyone else, and you don't have a right to bring everyone else down. The only problem is most of us have no idea that we're in hell. Literally, that this could be paradise and we could change it instantly. So all we have to do is do something we've never done before. You can click here, do the first of my 3-step process, and when you do, I guarantee you, my friends, you're in for a treat.